We've all been told the same thing. Building great credit takes years, even decades. But what if that's not exactly true? What if you could give your score a massive jumpstart in just 90 days? Not by some shady trick, but by simply using the credit system's own rules to your advantage. Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down right now.
Let's start with the number. Just look at that, $180,000. Think about that for a second. This isn't a lottery jackpot. For way too many people, this is the real cost of not understanding the rules of the credit game. It's a massive, almost invisible expense.
So, what is this hidden tax? Well, it's all the extra interest you end up paying on everything, your mortgage, your car loan, even your insurance premiums, all because of a 3-digit number. It's a tax that quietly drains your wallet and keeps you from building real wealth. And this isn't just a theory. Let me tell you about Patricia's story. So Patricia walks into a mortgage office, right? She's super excited, ready to buy her first home. And then she gets completely blindsided. The lender tells her that because of her 621 credit score, she'd be paying an extra $180,000 in interest over the life of her loan. Now, most people would just feel defeated and accept it, but not Patricia. She just asked for 90 days.
So she comes back just over 3 months later, 93 days to be exact, and her score is now a 761. The jump was so huge, so unbelievable, that the loan officer literally asked if she had given them the wrong social security number. But no, it wasn't a mistake. She had simply learned how to play the game.
And this is the key thing you have to understand. This system isn't broken. It's actually working exactly as it's designed to. Banks and lenders make a ton of profit when your score is just fair or good. They make more money keeping you in what you could call high-interest purgatory. But the good news is, you don't have to stay there. And that brings us to what we're calling the 90-day jumpstart. Look, this isn't about cheating the system or finding some loophole. It's about understanding the algorithm. It's a totally legal and accessible way to build your credit fast, and it completely shatters that myth that this has to take years and years. So, how does it all work? Well, your score is really just a math equation based on these 5 things you see here. But what's really important to see is that the strategies we're about to cover directly target the 3 biggest slices of the pie: payment history, amounts owed, and length of history. I mean, together, that's a whopping 80% of your entire score. All right, let's dive into strategy number 1. And honestly, this is the most powerful one of them all. It's about how to instantly import someone else's perfect credit history right onto your own report. I know, it sounds way too good to be true, but it's a built-in feature of the system called being an authorized user.
Let me give you an example. Take Marcus. He's 24. His score was kind of stuck at 589. His grandfather added him as an authorized user on a credit card he'd had since 1987. And get this, in just 60 days, Marcus's average account age shot up from 2 years to 19 years. And his score? It jumped over 100 points, just like that.
Now hold on, for this to work, you've got to follow a few very simple rules. The account you're added to needs to be old, it must have a perfect payment history, we're talking 0 missed payments, and it has to maintain a very low balance. But here's the best part. You don't need the physical card. You don't need to spend a single dime. The primary account holder just calls their bank and adds your name. That's it. Okay, so that was the heavy hitter. Our next strategy is a little more subtle, but it's all about timing. It's a simple trick that can give your score a major boost. See, most of us think as long as we pay our bill by the due date, we're all good. But it turns out, if that's what you're doing, you're leaving a lot of points on the table. Here's why. Your credit card company reports your balance to the credit bureaus on your statement closing date, which is usually weeks before your payment is actually due. So if you wait until the due date to pay, the bureaus see a high balance, and that hurts your score. The fix is so simple. Pay your balance down to almost nothing, like 1 to 3%, a few days before the statement date. So how much of a difference can this one tiny change in timing make? Oh, a huge one. By just mastering this one trick, a lot of people see a 20, 30, even a 40-point jump in a single month. This directly hits that amounts owed part of your score, which, remember, is 30% of the entire calculation. And hey, for those of you who might be in a real time crunch, like say you're in the middle of a mortgage application right now, Ask your lender about an advanced tool called a rapid rescore. They can use it to get your score updated in as little as 72 hours once you show them proof you've paid down a balance. It's a total game changer. Okay, this next part is incredibly important, so listen up. While you are doing this 90-day jumpstart, there is one golden rule. Do not, I repeat, do not apply for any new credit. I'm serious. No new car loans, no new store cards just to get a 10% discount. Every single new inquiry dings your score, and it lowers the average age of your accounts, which just undoes all your hard work.
So why are we doing all of this? I mean, what's the real point? The goal isn't just a higher number on a screen. The payoff is about completely changing your financial identity. It's about shifting from being someone who just accumulates debt to someone who actively builds wealth.
Just look at the two paths here. The credit taxpayer is constantly sending their hard-earned money to big corporations in the form of high interest. But the wealth builder, they get to keep that money. They redirect what I like to call found money into investments that actually work for them. And the numbers, they're just staggering. We already talked about the $180,000 in mortgage savings, but it adds up everywhere else too. Thousands on a car loan, hundreds of dollars every single year on insurance. This isn't small change, you guys. This is the raw material for your financial freedom. You know, the most important thing about this whole explainer is that you don't just walk away with some new information. The real goal is for you to walk away having taken action, no matter how small it seems. Because really, knowledge is pretty useless without execution. So here it is, your first step. I promise, this will take you less than 60 seconds. Right now, grab your phone and open your calendar. Find the statement closing date for your main credit card. Then just set a recurring reminder for 3 days before that date to pay your balance. That one tiny action, it officially starts your 90-day clock. So let me just leave you with this one final thought. Every financial choice you make pushes you down one of two paths. So the real question is, in a few years, is your money still going to be working for the banks, or are you finally going to make it start working for you? The choice really is yours.